Isotretinoin, Clarivis, Accutane, Oratane, whatever you want to call it. There's a bunch of different names for it. We've all heard of it, Accutane, and that's what you're here for, right? These are the must-know top 10 tips before you get on Accutane that you absolutely need to abide by and are gonna make your life a lot easier. Alright, so as you just saw, I have had really severe acne. At one point, I jumped on Accutane and it was a really long course. I think it was up to 70 weeks or so. And there's a lot of stuff that I wish I would have known before I had started. Now, we're gonna go through all top 10, but I'm gonna break it down to 3 categories. Top 3 tips, medium tips, and the lowest priority tips. And then at the very end, make sure you stick around because that is the #1 tip that everybody should know who's gonna be taking Accutane. Okay, so starting off with tip #1, this is absolutely imperative, is go buy a big deluxe package of chapstick. Find the chapstick that works best for you. Lip balm, chapstick, whatever it is that you want to use. I know a lot of people use Dr. Dan's lip balm, I believe, but you want to get a bunch of them. Don't just get one and think you're just going to have it in your pocket all the time, because there will be a point where you forget to bring it. Have one in your right pocket, one in your left pocket. Have one in your car, have one in your room, have one in your lower part of your house, have one in your bag, have one in your gym bag, have one in your backpack, have one everywhere, because if you find yourself for more than an hour or two without chapstick, you will feel the pain. #2 is almost the same thing, but with moisturizer. Don't just get yourself one gigantic moisturizer and think that that's gonna be fine. Get a bunch of little ones and have them everywhere. Have one, again, in your bathroom, in your car, in your gym bag, everywhere, because you are, again, going to find times where your skin literally starts feeling like it's gotten sunburn and you're having salt blown into your face. It stings really bad. When your face gets really dry, it will crack and it will bleed. Now, #3, this is one that maybe people aren't gonna be stoked to hear about, but water is important because this stuff dries you out big time. For me, personally, I've always drank about 1.5 gallons of water. I needed about 2.5 gallons of water. So it increased my needs by about 1 gallon. You're gonna be dehydrated, don't deny it. Drink water. Don't drink Coca-Cola, don't drink juice and all these other things. You can still drink whatever you want with those things, but make sure you are also getting a lot of water. It's gonna make you feel a lot better and the symptoms a lot less worse. Okay, those were the top 3. Now we're gonna get into the medium 3, and these are still very important. So we're gonna just jump into #1, and that is make sure you have a sunblock that you love, you trust, and you have whenever you're going out, or wear clothing that covers you up, whether that be hoodies or that be long sleeves or whatever it is, because you will not believe how easily you get sunburned. Accutane makes your skin very sensitive and it makes it very easy to get sunburned. If I was out in the sun for about 5 minutes in direct sunlight, it would literally start hurting, like I had been at the beach for 2 hours with baby oil all over my body. You will burn really quickly, and there's stories where people have, gone tanning out in the beach for about 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and they have blisters all over them. Your skin's be sensitive, make sure you have a sunblock. Okay, now this second one that is in the medium tips, I was actually struggling with maybe putting it in the high priority list because this is very important. Do not pop your pimples, your cysts. Do not go forcing things to come out of your face when you are on Accutane. This is something a lot of people don't know, but Accutane actually changes the chemistry of your skin. And while you are on it, while it is hitting you strong and hard, your skin is not only sensitive, but also weak. It's in a weaker state and it's not as moist. So when you go and you blast a cyst like you usually have in the past, back in the day, you just get a bigger cyst and then maybe something like a little bit of scarring. It increases the chance of you having scars big time. So if you're digging deep in there, you can bet that you're probably gonna see that once your skin's actually cleared up. In a year from now, you're gonna be like, there's that hole from that one time when I just went crazy on it. So be nice to your skin. You're trying to help your skin, so don't force it to do anything. You gotta be patient. Accutane's gonna work. Let it do its thing. Now, last on this medium priority list, this is one that I, again, wish I would have known before I'd gotten Accutane, and it's actually something I never really did until the later part of my Accutane course, is your eyes are going to be very dry and sensitive and whatnot, but they're gonna be dry to the point that your eyes are gonna get red and itchy. It's gonna feel like, you didn't sleep enough kind of thing. So get yourself some eye drops. Now, the type that you get is important. Don't get like regular brand, I think Visine or whatever, because that is a completely different thing. That actually shrinks the veins in your eye, and that's how it gets your eye white. we're not trying to get red eyes gone or anything. All we're trying to do is hydrate your eye. So get teardrop eye drops or water-based lubricant eye drops. Not the medicine, the water. You're just trying to get liquid back in your eye. Have that around. When your eyes are getting dry and itchy, boom, boom, you're gonna feel 1,000 times better. All right, moving on to the last three, the lowest priority list. Now, the first one is kind of going along with that last one, your eyeballs. Your eyes get very, very sensitive, so get yourself some sunglasses. This is really, really helpful for when you end up being outside for a long time that you didn't expect. Remember, things happen in life and you can't always expect them, but you can be prepared for them. What I would have is, I'd be in college or something like that, and then you know, class would get delayed or something, and now I'm outside for 45 minutes. You'd be surprised about how bat-like your eyes get, meaning sun just is like the brightest thing ever. You're like a vampire when you're on Accutane. Your skin burns, your eyes are really sensitive. So if you have sunglasses, it's gonna make your life a lot easier if you do have to stay outside and have a conversation with somebody. Otherwise, you're gonna be like this and your eyes are gonna start tearing up and it's just uncomfortable. Second up is do not lean on your face. You know, when you're in class and you're leaning against your hand or whatever it is, or you lean against something that's hard, a hard surface, whatever it is, don't lean against your hand because your skin, again, is compromised, it's lower quality, and it is going to be easier to rub off your skin. I know this sounds a little ridiculous, but I had times where I'd be leaning on my face while editing or doing homework, and then my face would start kind of stinging a little bit, and I'd go to the mirror and I'd have a big pink streak on my face. And that's just because over time, you're grinding against your face and you're actually sloughing off, which is the phrase, sloughing off skin cells. And because they are weaker and compromised, it's easier to slough off more. Usually you can get away with that, not a big deal. We have a lot of dead skin on our face, but when you're on Accutane, the turnover rate is huge and you're able to really leave marks. So try to remember that. All right, last tip on the low priority list, and this is gonna go along with that final big tip that's coming up in a second, the biggest one. This last tip is keep a bag of almonds, nuts, cashews, whatever, in your backpack, in your car, everywhere, again, everywhere that you are gonna be, because you never know when you are gonna need some extra fats, and that's important when you take your pill. All right, now you made it to the end of the video. This is the #1 most important tip of Accutane. This is something that I didn't do in the beginning and it took me so much longer. If I would have known this, it would have saved me at least 30–40% of the time that I was on Accutane. Are you ready for this? Make sure that when you take your Accutane pills, your Isotretinoin, make sure you are taking it with fats. The reason why is because Isotretinoin is a derivative of vitamin A. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning that you need to be intaking fats for your body to receive and actually absorb the medicine. So if you're eating it with no fats or no food at all, you're not gonna be absorbing very much of it at all, and you're gonna be wondering why it's not working. This was me. I wasn't eating a lot of fats. Now, how much fats, that's kind of up to you. It depends on how many calories you eat and whatnot. When I was doing it, I was making sure that I was saving almost all of my fats for the day for when I was having these pills. So once in the morning and once at night. So during breakfast, I would have like a couple pieces of toast just slathered in peanut butter. So I'd be getting 30 to 45 grams of fat. At night, I would make sure that I was eating something with olive oil, or I was eating something where I had a fat-based sauce, or again, some nuts or peanut butter, something like that. But imagine you're out in the middle of nowhere, you know, and you need to take your pill because it's time, but you're at your friend's house or something like that. You don't have food readily available. You have that bag of nuts, you pull it out, you slam a ton of nuts, make sure you get however many, you know, 25 to 40 grams of fat, and you know that you are going to absorb it a lot better. That is so important, and again, it's something that for me, I screwed up and it took a while and we were wondering why the Accutane wasn't absorbing, and it was exactly that tip. Okay, so that's the end of the video. Now I want to say two things. One, I have another 10 tips. There's so many tips when it comes to Accutane. It is such a serious thing and I want to give them to you guys, but I'm going to put that in another video. So stick around on my channel, subscribe, and wait for a couple of weeks and I'll put out part 2 with the other 10 tips. The other thing I really want to mention is that Accutane is a very serious drug. It is the last thing that you should do for your acne. You should try all other avenues. That's exactly what I did, and then nothing helped, so I decided to go on Accutane. But I do want to warn you guys, Accutane's very serious. There's a lot of side effects. Make sure you research and look into it. If you want to check out my video, I have watch this before you start Accutane, the dangers and side effects. I'll put the link below the video so you can kind of understand a little bit more about what you're getting into before you get into it, so you can kind of weigh out whether it is worth it for you. That's it for this video. Just wanted to give these out to you guys. I feel like these hard pieces of advice are very important, and I just want to help those of you who are going to get on it. Again, this isn't a debate about whether people should or shouldn't go on Accutane. People are going to do it regardless, so I just want to make sure that people are taken care of and are doing it in the best way possible. If you have anything to add, any other advice or any other tips for people who are going on Accutane, we all scroll the comments, so leave them in the comments below to help other people. Let us know your experiences. All that kind of stuff really helps. And again, this is a team Acne, so this is a community, so I want you guys to contribute as well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Remember, you are not alone, you are beautiful, and you're part of Team Acne. I'll see you guys in the next video.